roses, lilies for peace. It's markets, carnations, a little baby's breath. They for you from
Peace and
me.
grace. Welcome to Thinking Kingdom Media, where we share real music, real conversation with real people. Again, I appreciate you for being here. It's a pleasure to see you and to see your smiling face and you experience your beautiful heart.
Yes.
For the people that don't know you, who are you?
Tam the VIIBE. Vibe with two eyes because I can see.
Okay.
Message bringer of simple truths. I'm a hip hop artist. Write for me. I do a little bit for y'all. You know, I try to give you a friend to have in the world. You know, we all humans having a human experience. You know.
No doubt. No doubt. That's what you said on Protect Your Energy.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan. I want to just be very clear about.
I'm a fan of you as well.
You know what I'm saying?
But we know this
I'm a
stuff.
fan. So, you know, it's really been a pleasure just listening to you grow in your music.
Thank you.
And what you do with that.
Thank you.
A lot of the times we don't get a chance to just be affirmed in that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to take the time out to do that.
I thank you so much. For real.
So tell me about this merch you got on right now.
Oh, my positive vibes. Positive vibes.
Yeah.
That's the brand. You know, as an artist, you gotta figure out your lane, figure out who you want to be, what you want to represent. I'm vibe with two eyes. That's how it's spelled. Positive vibes with two eyes. You know, so. You know, something to brighten your day, something to make you feel good. This is part of the chakra collection that I put out. So, you know, you go ahead and get that. You feeling how you feel. You get a line, put your shirt on, put your gear on. You're feeling good. You're feeling great.
Right.
Something that represents me, and then something that I think that people don't mind wearing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's dope.
Thank you.
I think it's dope. I like it. I see. Just speaking on what you just said, chakras, right? Like I've watched a lot of content about it.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what that means to you. Just chakras.
Just being in alignment. I think I went into that, delved into the whole chakras and alignments and meditation when I was like diagnosed with like depression.
Wow.
Cause I'm a person where I'm not like a medicine type person.
Yeah, I heard you say on the project.
Yeah, I didn't want to take no meds.
You just thankful for the CBD,
because
right?
I don't want to take no meds. I actually so when I was depressed, I did get like some meds. I went and got the bottle, and like literally up until the point that I got that bottle of medicine, I was like, I just need, if I can get the medicine, I'll probably feel all right. I'll be fine. Yeah. Then when I got it, I looked at him, I'm like, it got to be another way. Like, I don't want to do this, you know? So I just, I started reading. I was reading as much as I could. I was just trying to find a way to get out of a hole that I was in. So I learned about, you know, your throat chakra and your heart chakra and, you know, your solar plexus and all of these things, and learned about how, you know, your body, your physical body is connected, you know, to you spiritually, for real. Your brain and your stomach directly connected to each other. So that's why when, you know, you're about to do something, you might feel that nervousness, those butterflies in your stomach, because you're thinking about what you're about to do, but it comes out right here. Or you might not be able to eat because you might be upset or something. You know, so once you balance out here and here, one of the two, all of it'll just align, you know. So I started making sure that I was eating the right things, making sure I was saying the right things, doing what I needed to do, you know, grounding, just going outside, letting the sun hit my skin, recharge, walking in the grass, just barefoot, things of that nature. And I promise, God and nature really saved my life in that point in time, in meditation and understanding like how everything is connected in that way. So
in your music, you hear that, you talk about that, losing friends, just different points in your life where they had major impacts on you, and you can hear that, you know. That's why I'm so, you know, excited that you're here, so that you can actually explain it and talk about it, because people don't get a chance to do that. And but you just released this project, Hiii Life. Volume 2.
Volume 2.
You had Volume 1 come out like what, 2017?
Yeah, like 2017.
So you made us wait
What, 5 years?
5 years to give us Part 2.
Yeah, yeah.
So talk about this project. What's up with it?
I always said there was something I was gonna continue doing, but I have to give a shout out to the producer of the project. Bravo is a hit. Mostly people know him as RJ King.
Yeah.
Because he's an artist himself. He's a phenomenal rapper. But RJ hit me up, and he's just like, he called me one morning. He's like, I am going to produce Hiii Life Volume 2. And I was like, okay. If you say so, sure, why not?
Why not?
So, we honestly just started working right then and there. I don't know, he was sending me beats that were really speaking to my soul and where I'm at in like my healing journey. Like I just want to be as transparent as possible.
Yeah.
I always strive to make music, now that I kind of really found like my vein, I want to make music where, like I said, people understand that it's not just you that feels the way that you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not alone in this world. And he was sending me production that was really speaking to me. So, like I said, I strive to like say truthful things, be honest in my music, so that people can relate and feel like they have a friend. And that's how it came to be. Like, I'll be honest, we got like probably like 15 tracks. But those 7 are the 7 that made it.
That made it.
And those 7 are the 7 that made it because I think I really prayed over it too. But like as far as the message that I feel like I want to give off with the Hiii Life volumes is uplifting, introspection, optimism. There's
Right.
something better coming.
Yeah.
And those 7, I feel like kind of collectively, they do that.
They do that. Yeah, I would agree. I think your sound is very unique to the vein of the South, right? And I can hear like Cole, I can hear Crit, I can hear just that vein, you know what I'm saying? And those artists that speak to you in that way, very authentic, and like I said, your last project, Ashtray Conversations, that one was really, I heard your heart, completely in that. So that was amazing.
Real special to me.
Yeah. So you only did 7 records on this project. Do you think that we would ever hear those other 7 that didn't make the cut?
Probably a couple of them eventually, for sure.
Yeah.
Because they were good, but like I said, as far as like the carrying of the consistent message, they weren't good for the project. But yeah, it's like maybe like 2 or 3 that'll come out eventually. There's a couple, honestly, that I wanted to make sure I found the correct person to feature on it.
Yeah.
Cause I'm starting to get tired of just myself. Like I want to collab a whole lot more. Like that's what this next year is going to be about for me. Making sure that like everything I do, I'm going to make sure that I'm stepping outside of the box. But yeah.
Right. Yeah. So when you decided that you were going to be an artist, like, and you were seriously going to, hone your craft and really tap into this seriously, like, when did that happen for you?
Seriously. When I was doing Hiii Life Volume 1. Cause I put out a project before, but that was like many moons ago, like forever ago. It was all like industry beats. Like I wasn't taking myself serious. I was just in there like just showing people like I can rap too, like Yeah. But in between that time and me releasing my first tape, my cousin Josh passed away, and I'm always a person where I always pray for understanding. Right. And I'm gonna be wise. I've always said that. So when he passed away, that was the thing. Like, please make me understand why. What am I supposed to see out of this situation? And one of the things was Josh was a person where like he lived every single day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he would ride from, because we're from a small town called Pawleys Island. Like he'll ride from Pawleys Island, which is like about 3 hours away on the coast, on to Columbia on like fumes. Boy, I had like a quarter tank of gas. But I'm here though, you know what I'm saying? Like it didn't matter whether brother had like $1, $100, or a band in his pocket. Like he was, today is the day. I'm out here, we doing this, I'm living. Yeah. And I guess also with him dying so young, I was kind of like, damn, you really could just any day, you know what I'm saying?
So you're from Pawleys Island?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what, like 25, 30 minutes south of Myrtle Beach. It's an hour north of Charleston.
Yeah.
Small beach town.
Dope. Yeah, because every time I see Pawleys Island, it's like somebody walking on the beach.
Yeah. That's all it is, beach and golf course. And it's a white town, I ain't gonna lie, it's white. But we rooted though. I'm Gullah, I'm Geechee.
Right.
I just been up here for a long time, but like, I get to talking and it
you gonna hear it come out.
Yeah, it comes out. But yeah, we definitely rooted down there though. Right.
Yeah. Right. I was, we talked about off camera just me seeing you on a podcast and somebody asking you a question about your relationships and how do you navigate people questioning you about who you are, your sexuality, how you identify as an artist? Why do you do that?
I'm not easily offended. Yeah. And I'm straightforward too. Like I'm always clear. Like and I don't know if I do it intentionally, but somehow people always kind of know how to respect me. Yeah. You know, like I don't know what it is, but the way you present yourself is how people would treat you as well. So I guess that's what it is. Yeah. But I'm open though. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like, and it's usually like the same like set of 10 questions anyway. Like, cause I'm not new to this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of those people who, like went off to college and junior year they decided who they were. Like, I told my mother I like girls when I was like 13 years old. Yeah. I've always been a tomboy. I remember.
Talk to me.
I remember like, was it like the year before last? Maybe last year. I can't remember. But it was when DeBrat was like, I'm coming out.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, so I get on Facebook just being jokey. I'm like, woo-de-woo. In case y'all didn't know, I too am a gay. So like the status was, I knew people were gonna get under there talking junk or whatever, but like the status kind of blew up, and like there were people in my comments that like legitimately have known me since like grade school, 2nd, 3rd grade, and they were like, bro, who didn't? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I've always been afforded the space to be myself.
To be yourself.
And that's important that it starts at home. Like once my mother kind of gave, I won't say that she was okay with it. I'll say that she accepted me and she loved me anyway. But just knowing that, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna be like, she ain't disowning me or whatever, whatever the other consequences could have been. That put the confidence in me to just be who the hell I was. Right. So I don't have a coming out story. I've never been in. I've never been in the closet to come out of it. Always been who I am. Yeah. So and so being who I've been all my life, pretty much. Again, I'm confident. When you're confident in who you are, you're secure. Whatever people say to you, whatever questions people ask, you can tell when somebody's coming at you from like they're trying to come at you from an ignorant place, or when they're genuine. They just genuinely don't know and they do want to know. So like, I don't trip. I can't speak for the rest of the brothers and the sisters.
You only can speak for Tam The VIIBE.
But I don't be tripping, bro.
So the vibe, you got 2 eyes because you see with 2 eyes.
Yeah.
When I hear that, what I hear is you can see right through people, and you can really see the contents of people's minds and hearts. Mm-hmm. Would you say that's accurate, that you really got, or what do you think that the 2 eyes and what is the significance of that?
I think you summed up summed it up pretty well. But the thing about it is, I have the two eyes that I can see because I see myself first. You know, I think introspection is very important.
Being self-aware.
Just being self-aware, exactly. You know, being able to hold my own self accountable, you know. So I see myself first. The good, the bad, whatever. In between, I see the whole of me first. And in that, you can see other people. You can understand other people. You can respect other people. You can show people grace and compassion and things of that nature. So that's kind of like where the eyes come from. And yeah, you know, once you can really reckon with yourself, no matter what it is, yeah, you get to see the root of people, the heart of people, the soul of people, you know, so, yeah. So
the heart of your music is just really based and rooted in your authenticity and knowing who you are. Would you say that what artists would you say that you aspire to be like, or I wouldn't even say that, like, because when I think about your music and I think about you and I think about your skill, I think about Lauryn Hill, I think about The Brat, I think about Missy, I think about all of these dope.
Those are the influences, though, for sure. No, for sure. Like The Brat, for example, not necessarily. The Brat's special to me, not necessarily because of music, just because when I was young, I saw somebody that I could identify with.
Yeah.
And like, I just turned 37. Like, so coming up like in the 90s and shit like that, like, you ain't see that. Like, just for that one person to be there, I felt like she was just there for me. I was like, oh my God.
Right.
This is me. I
got a person.
You know, with Missy, like, I think with her, the influence from her would definitely be the freedom of creativity.
Yeah. Just how she did it. It was just different.
Just whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going here and make a song about the rain. It's gonna go #1. Don't worry about it. You know, like
real quick.
You know, Lauryn Hill, like hers is definitely being honest. Just you know, because people would be like, oh, she didn't give us nothing else. To me, she didn't have to. Miseducation of Lauryn Hill was at that.
I still like every time I hear Lost One, right? I be wanting to rap the words, but I still just be enamored by
just listening.
What she's.
I remember the first time I heard it. I remember the day that album came out. I had saved $20. You know, it wasn't no music store in Paulus Island, so like the closest thing was Georgetown, which was like the town 10 minutes next door.
Right.
And like I begged my cousin, please take me to Walmart so I can get this.
So you can get that work.
I remember when I pressed play. I remember sitting next to my little boombox stereo in my room and pressing play, and I was just lost. Like my mom was calling my name and everything, and I'm just. Yeah. You know, when the album cut off, she busted in the room. She's like, "You ain't hear me calling your name?" I'm like, "You called me?" I'm sorry, Lauryn Hill. Did you not hear this greatness? Like I was always like that. But
listen, just struck by it, and your music does that. My hope is that people would just stop and just listen. You know, and take it in. You've been what? Let me see. How many albums in now?
It's Volume 1, Black Onyx, Ashtray Conversations, and now Volume 2, so 4.
Yeah, you got a pretty dope discography right now.
Yeah. I'm trying to build it up.
What you got planned for us? Like after this, like what's in the works right now?
Collaborations. I'm really serious about that for next year. I'm gonna put out a project about love, but it's not gonna be like, ooh baby.
Yeah, because on the album, that's what I was gonna ask you, because the song Flowers, I wanted to ask you, who are you giving these flowers to? Because it was a very intimate.
Very particular. It's a very particular song. One, well, the first verse I would definitely say is dedicated to my best friends.
Yeah.
You know, they keep me straight. They keep it real. I can talk to them about anything. They've been there for me through whatever. Like, they're real best friends. And of the friends I've lost, like, these are the people that remain. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are my real
friends.
So I just, that was what the first verse was really about. And the second verse was about my manager who passed away last year.
Really?
Yeah. She passed away last year, like right at the beginning of the pandemic. Not because of the pandemic, but like right at the beginning. There was some other things going on, or whatever, and it was very sudden. And that kind of messed with me too, because I was like, how you not? You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when I say it was sudden, like it was legit sudden. Like I was texting you this morning. Now later this afternoon, people texting me like, bro, what's going on with Sam? What you mean, bro?
Right.
Like so it was very sudden. So like I really had to get that off like my chest. I'm probably going to write a couple more songs about it, because that was the first time I attempted to do that. Because sometimes going deep is scary.
It is.
You know?
It is.
So I wanted to say more, but that's what came out for that. But yeah, that second verse is definitely dedicated, and for her, so I dedicated the whole song to her.
Yeah.
Because she was a person who, like, literally from the first day that I met her to the last time I talked to her, she said my name every single day, and I knew it. I saw it every day. She, every day, Facebook, all social media platforms, it was Tam The VIIBE, the emails, or do this, do that, I got you doing this, I got you doing that, like, we were bonded for real, because we made a promise to each other that we was going to be loyal to each other, and that's what I was saying in Flowers. We wasn't thinking about no fame, we was thinking about money and thinking we'd be doing this and that and the third thing, but in that, though, I gave her flowers then and there.
Yeah.
I didn't wait or try to wait until we got to here, or what I won this, or woo. Like every time she did something for me, I said thank you. I randomly just say, man, this person is the best, man. Woo. She wasn't like a I love you type person, but I am, though. I'm a Scorpio, I'm emotional. So I text, I'm like, man, I love you, girl. You know what I'm saying? So like, I know, she knew how I felt about her genuinely as a person. So that's why, that's the thing I wanted to convey on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I heard it, and I would even, say that it was probably the most important record, right? Even though it's not my favorite, it's like it embodied a message that I received, and that's why I really wanted to ask you about that, to hear, what your take was.
Right, because I think people, it be the smallest things, the most stupid things, and we might not say it, we we don't know the time or the hour, like things happen, so I think that it is important, like if you're going through something, if you work through it, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know, you know what I'm saying? And even though I believe that there's way more life on the other side than we have right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still want to be able to know for your physical present mind here on earth that that person heard you and knew how you felt about them before they left, you know what I'm saying? I think that's very important.
It is. And I just in being engaged with you as an artist, I can hear how important relationships are to you, and how how much that matters. Because for a lot of people, it's hard to navigate that. It's hard to trust. It's hard to, and you talk about that too in Ashtray Conversations. And but what I really took away was that you're just growing. You're just growing as a person, growing as an artist, and I appreciate it. It's dope.
Yeah, no, I appreciate being here to grow. You know what? I was thinking, I was in meditation one morning.
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? I don't know who or what told me to learn to pray for discernment and wisdom when I was a kid, but I did it.
Yeah.
You know, so I was one of those kids. I had to go to church every Sunday, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Religion didn't call me, but the spirituality of it did.
Okay.
And so I always like kind of picked up the Bible and just picked chapters and just read. And I remember reading, you know, keep wisdom close to you, you know.
Yeah.
So ever since I was a kid, like.
Yeah, the Bible personifies wisdom as a female.
Right. And I was just like, you know, wisdom. Always pray for wisdom.
Yeah.
I stopped writing, because I've always been writing and rapping since I was a kid too, because I always wanted to do that. But I stopped, and I remember when I stopped because I didn't have anything to say, and that was always big for me.
Right.
I wanted to be able to say something. When I was like 18, 19, I'm like, I haven't lived. So by the time I put out like that first, like I said, I wasn't really taking myself serious. Like I lived a little bit, but nothing really had hit me yet to really put some pain and some struggle in it. You know, but I lived some more, and then that's when I was able to create the songs on Volume 1, and not just me, other people's lives too. Because some of these things that I'm saying, this is not necessarily relative to my life. It might be somebody else that I know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Story that you're telling.
I've always prayed for wisdom, and also in praying for wisdom, you got to know what you're doing. Now, I ain't know what I was doing. In praying for wisdom, you don't become wise unless there's a struggle somewhere, unless there's a pain somewhere. You gotta keep going to grow.
Yeah.
You know, and because I want to be a student and not just a teacher. I keep absorbing.
Yeah. And
that's why I know, like, somebody asked me about, you know, your best songs or whatever. Are you afraid to, you know, give somebody a verse that's good or whatever? I'm like, no, because I'm living, bro. Like, I'm learning every day. People around me calling me, you know, telling me this, you know, ask me that. I got eyes, I can see, I can hear, whatever. I'm going to always have something to say because I'm always talking about the truth. I'm always talking about what's real, you know, and as long as you do that, you're gonna always be within your passion or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna be rambling. I'm sorry, bro.
No. I mean, that's good. You talk about, you know, growing up in the church and talking about your vertical relationship, right? Because I want to be very clear with the audience and you. It's clear that you have a vertical relationship. And that you acknowledge God in your life, that's gotta be tough for you in certain environments, right? Because you were talking about religion and the spirituality. So most people take the religious perspective when it comes to God and who you are and purpose. How have you been able to maintain your vertical relationship, you know, just given that climate, you know, spirituality versus religion, you know?
So for me, I think I had and of course, just my personal beliefs. I believe, you know, God is for everybody. Like Wu-Tang, he for the children, he for all the babies.
She said Wu-Tang.
You know? But like, once I started reading and trying to acquaint myself with other religions, realizing that it all goes back to the same thing. Yeah. But then I started realizing that boundaries, rules, labels, they cause the division.
They do.
And a lot of these things that are these boundaries, religions, or rules, they're man-made, you know. And if you take, you know, the voice of God, even from the Bible, he didn't say this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not what he said. You know, this is what y'all said he said. Or, you know what I'm saying? So, for me, once I I adopted the mind frame that God has nothing to do with religion. You know, I stopped caring about it, you know, because in every one of these religious texts, you can pull something from it to be a better person, to treat others better, to live a better life, you know, because the thing about a lot of religions, or not even a lot, like just certain religions that teach hell and condemnation, and you know, they don't make it sound fun. Like you saying love the Lord and God loves you, but He gonna send you to hell if you don't tithe. Like, you know, and I get it. Like, I guess scare tactics might work, but does that really serve the greater good of God? Because God is love. Are you spreading that message the way that you should? And you're not when you create a fear in somebody's heart like that. Because now people aren't following God out of adoration. They're following Him out of obligation. So when I die, I don't go to hell.
Yeah.
You know, and there's even concepts about heaven and hell. Like I said, I believe there's something on the other side. I know there's something on the other side.
Right.
You know, in heaven and hell, for me, it's here and now. You do not have to die to go to either one of those two places, ever. Like, you know, when they talk about certain things, all religions will say something like, as above and so below, that they telling you to take care of what's up here and what's in here for a reason. The meat and potatoes of all religions tell you to take care of what's in here and up here for a reason, because that's where your heaven and your hell lies. You know?
Wait, so I just want to say this, right? So, you know, my brand is Think King. You're on Thinking Kingdom Media, right? And so it's based on Romans 12:2, you know, and your mindset is critically important to everything else, because everything you manifest starts here in your head. Then you speak it, right? And you say it. Then you put your hands on it. And then there's the manifestation, right? So the connection piece comes with the mindset, which is really, I'm just so dope that you said that, because when I was studying in college, you know, for my dissertation, you know, to get out of college, I was running into Illuminati. I was running into all these different religions, and I'm studying all of these texts, and like you said, running into the same things. And I'm just finding Christ in everything, the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, in Islam, Isa, and he just keep on manifesting, right? But the main running thing is everybody got a problem with Jesus. Everybody hates Christ, right? And that was my thing. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy that you say that. You know what I'm saying?
No, but like the consistency is there. But like I had to figure out what that vertical relationship looked like on my own. I knew every time I prayed, I got it. You know, I remember before I was about to move to Columbia in like 05, 06. I was thinking about it. I remember sitting in my car. I was at Broadway at the beach in Myrtle Beach. I was sitting in my car in the parking lot. I had just left the interview. And I was like, man, I don't know about this Columbia thing. Should I, should not, should I, should I, should I, should not? And I looked up, and there's the car in front of me, their license plate said something about Go Met or something to the effect. But basically, it was like, get your ass on. You know what I'm saying? But there's not been a time, you know what I'm saying, that my prayer hasn't been answered, that I haven't been protected. You know,
that you haven't been kept.
And that's even with, like, you know, that's my answer. Like, when people, because I don't get this as much. I guess, like, again, the way you carry yourself, people don't come at you a certain way. But, like, you know, when people would try to use the whole religious thing against me, I'm still blessed. So that's always been my answer. Like, you're not going to tell me that I'm not going to get this, be this, do this, do. I'm still blessed. He's still blessing me. I am happy. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. I live a regular life like any other human. I'm still blessed. You can't take that from me.
And that's the message that you would give to somebody that's looking at you and saying, oh, you're gay. You're outwardly, openly gay. You're going to hell. You're going to burn. I got to tell you the truth. It's on you. to receive and accept this, and you gotta say, I'm still blessed.
I'm still blessed, bro. Like, what are you
Still
talking
blessed.
about? Like, bro, there's been so
I'm
many
still
times
blessed.
where it could have been a different way, but it wasn't. There's times where no way was like, I have no way out of nothing, but the way was made, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's been so many times, not even where I've just been at my lows, just at my highs, because I'm a person where I say thank you, God, on either end of the spectrum, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still blessed.
Yeah.
If who I am was such an abomination or whatever, I'd be going through hell right now. I wouldn't even be here now if it was that bad. He strike us all down, wipe out all the gates right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so nobody can really come at me with that. And I just, like I said, like I realize there's a lot of, I don't want to call it a brainwashing, but some of
No,
it is.
you gotta call it whatever
you know, like
yeah.
some of it is. There's so much of a brainwashing going on. Like, so no, you can't Bible thump me to death or any other religion thump me to death, you know, because I know who I am. I know that I was born this way for a reason. I'm supposed to carry the message that I'm supposed to carry, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to say the things that I'm saying.
I you know, we talked about it earlier, and I think it's just a lack of respect for the human, right? You know, because before I jump into the conversation about anything else about who, you know, your life and what you do, I gotta at least respect you enough and care about you enough to be
just on a human level.
Just on a human level.
Exactly.
And I think, you know, there, like you said, there are biases, there are divisions created by labels, but people aren't always receptive to the conversation. So I appreciate your courage and even just having the conversation, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so tough, you know what I'm saying?
It is. But like I said, I think part of the problem is, you know, people get sensitive about what they're not secure about. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's sometimes why, like, maybe some of, you know, the LGBT community, they jump to this, you know, whatever. Some things are worth fighting about. Some things are not. A lot of people are just becoming who they are. They're still trying to figure out this, that, and the third thing. So, you know, when you got, I don't know, a Boosie or somebody going to this, and then it's going to be an uproar. Oh my God, da, 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 da. But like I said, I've fortunately, by the grace of God, been able to be who I am. So I've been secure in my space for a very long time. So what bothers them probably wouldn't even bother me. Like, I probably might laugh, like, you know, like, you know. But yeah, no, I'm gonna be me. They should be them, you know.
At the end of the day, I was having a conversation with one of my partners, and he was telling me, like, you know, I'm a little bit more gracious, I'm a little bit more lenient with females, you know, but with the men, you know, I don't know, I don't understand. I'm like, I don't know, I don't understand either. And just because we don't know, we don't understand, doesn't mean we can't have the conversation.
That's true. I mean, but men always say that though. But that's just because they, you know, the sexual piece with the women or whatever, the possibility. Because truth be told, men are that way. But if most men, if they figured like they can't get in between what's going on between those two women, then that's wrong too.
Then that's right.
like, all y'all going to hell now. You and the boys, you going there.
Oh y'all,
you know
y'all get in
so
the
like that's
together.
that's even like fake, you know, a little bit like I can deal with women. No, you can't, because if you can't get it, then now it's a problem. Now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you gotta be realistic about certain things.
You do. You got this Buddha chain on right now, and we talked about meditation, and obviously that's a practice for you. Would you say that for the sake of, you know, your art, your creativity, is that helps you in spaces and time? Yeah.
Most definitely. Because like I said, I learned a lot of things like when I was depressed, just learning to be quiet, to try to just be still. That's a task. People don't, like, because people think when you meditate, like, you think you just sitting down and you just home and everything's all right. Now, like, really being able to get into that space, especially if you're like a person with anxieties and things of that nature, like to be able to block all that out and just focus, so like things can be still for you. You know, there's a lot of I find a lot of information in my silence. You know what I'm saying? I really do. Like, I get quiet and a lot of things just come to me the way that they should. So yeah, just as a person, creativity aside, the meditation helps. It works just to navigate, you know, because life gets loud sometimes.
Oh man, it's so distracting.
So distracting. So yeah, something to ground you. Like, even if you're not a person that meditates, you know, people do different things to, you know, there's people that go to the gym, you know, some folks go play basketball.
Just
some
recreation.
Go, you know, just whatever it may be, you know.
Yeah, I read a book by David Data called The Superior Man, and it talks about energies and the relationships between men and women, and you talk about that a lot, you know, in your music. You talk about energy, you talk about vibes, and in this book he talks about the important thing that women need, being affection, right? And then the thing that men need is completely opposite of that. Do you think that, would you agree with that sentiment in terms of that mindset? Like, no matter what, this is how women are wired. They need affection. Like, what would you say your number one need is?
I don't know. I'm kind of in a weird space when it comes down to that right now, so I don't even know. But I think, as far as that whole energy thing goes, and the masculine and the feminine, honestly, I'm a person where I really believe that, I think men and women, heterosexual people in particular, I feel like if like y'all, men and women are a little more alike than they like to admit. And being like an androgynous person, you know, just I feel that way because of the conversation that I have with, you know, women, and conversation that I have with men. I hear the same things, but they come out differently. Okay. You know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, because, you know, they talk about the 5 love languages and how we all need them all in some kind of way, but some are stronger than others.
Right.
And in this book in particular, he talks about, you know, the energies and the vibes, and how any relationship, there has to be a masculine energy and there has to be a feminine energy. There has to be a balance.
There's the balance. There's definitely a balance.
Right, right.
And I feel like, but even within that balance, though, you know what I'm saying, people aren't one-dimensional, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, in my relationships, I'm not in one right now, but in my relationships, of course, I'm the more masculine one. I'm the dominant one. Right. You know, so I'm going to do like the guy stuff or whatever, right? But I'm still a human. I'm still a woman. I still need what I need as far as emotionally, you know, supporting me. I am a person that I like affection, you know what I'm saying? Right. But the dominant side, that's what's going to, of course, always weigh out, but you still need what you need. There's a balance even within yourself, is what I mean when I say about the masculine and the feminine, and men and women are a little more alike than they like to admit. Because there's some dudes that just swear up and down they don't have feelings, you know what I'm saying? Like, because men aren't supposed to have feelings. You're supposed to take life on the chin and do, but that's not true.
We know that that's inaccurate.
You know what I'm saying? But that's not true. But some folk will carry it that way. But like, if I feel like, you know, especially with men, and that's why, you know, with my homeboys, I always check in. How you doing? What's on your mind? What you got going on? Talk to me, and they are comfortable talking with me. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like men do need that, and they do want that. They don't know how to ask for it because they are men. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, because I've been in situations where I've divulged feelings or whatever to a woman, and something happened like months later. Now you throwing that shit back up in my face and shit. Like, so I get it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the human, if we just take body parts out of it, right? We humans having human experiences, so you can't tell me there's, you know, we all don't need the same thing.
Yeah.
You know?
What I've learned is that it's easy for men to objectify women because of our need, right? Because the number one need for women, you know, you can say is affection, and then, you know, the number one need for men is sex, right? And so we get barbaric, we get lay down, open your legs, you know, let me have it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. No care for the woman on the other side.
Right. And we don't see a person, we see an object,
right?
A tool that we use.
I mean, women think along the same lines if you think about it, because you know, like women want affection, men want sex, men want a supportive woman. Women want a providing man, you know. So in that regard, women are looking at men as a tool, a resource, an object as well.
That's true.
You know, and that's why I say men and women are a little more alike
than they say.
You know, just be coming at things at different angles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like I say, I'm a person where I've always had the opportunity to dwell in both women's spaces deeply. I get all the girl tea. And then I'm cool enough to be within the space with men, and they say whatever they want to say too. And that's how I say, like, from my perspective, like, especially heterosexual relationships, we just realize, y'all, there's more common ground there than y'all think. It's just this, I got a penis, you have a vagina, I'm a man, you a woman shit. Like,
you could be the super gray synergist, like, you just in between. And it's so, you know, easy for you to be able to do that, you know, and that's good. That's good.
It's kind of fun.
You get all the girl tea.
All the girl tea, all the guy tea, you know, like even with crazy stuff, because they'll, like, men will be like, women are crazy, they'll cut up your clothes, do. I know guys have done that shit too, like, you know, like, there's more common ground there on both ends. The people want to admit, man.
That's kind of crazy. You know, I know a big part of, you know, just culture today is trisexuality. Right. And you know, people don't realize how important it is for you to be an outlet to your friends and your family. Do you find it like it's solace and therapeutic for you to do music, you know, as an outlet? I know for me, it's like that.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, because I'm like, how can I get this energy out? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's when it's not working with my relationships, I get into my creative space, and I start writing, I start emoting, and I use it as a therapeutic tool. Right. Has that been it for you?
Yeah. No, it's funny. A little while back, because I'm a singer, so I was talking to this girl. She's like, why don't you write me a song? I said, if I write you a song, it means it's over. Gotta get you out my system, out of here. Yeah. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like I use it as a way to get through something, to get over something. There's a lot of things that I've written, you know what I'm saying, that haven't made it to a beat or haven't been recorded. A little too deep right now to divulge, but you know what I'm saying? And it's important for people to find whatever that outlet
that is, may
be, you know, writing, reading, meditation, go to the range, whatever it may be. But like, people have to find that thing, you know. Not everybody is a communicator, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember my grandfather, like, and my grandmother, they get to, you know, hollering back and forth at each other. And he'd walk out the house and he'd go in the backyard and, like, he would hit golf balls into, like, the woods and shit. Like, but now I'm older, I get it. Like, that was the outlet, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
get that aggression off.
You think it's you the only person, but it's we all. That's what we do as artists, man. But I wanted to ask you this too. Like, what would you say is your story? You know, because we all have, like, I got a story, right? And sometimes it'd be tough for me to say what my story is because I'm, like, actively in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so
Right.
I don't have like a, people be like, yeah, I've been through this, I did 10 years, I got divorced, or I, had a baby, whatever,
Yeah, all
you
of
know what I
that.
mean? Like, what would you say your story is, or would story is in general?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know that I have like all of these, like a grand story. I think the gift within it is just like I always keep saying, I'm a human having a human experience. But the self-awareness that comes with it, is the story. Realizing that I'm not perfect. And being okay with saying that, understanding that other people not perfect, and being okay with that. But like as a story as a whole, like I don't believe that I've experienced anything that nobody else had. Again, me just being a human, I don't like to try to, because I'm not that person. I've never been a person to like make my problem bigger than somebody else. I'm cynical in that way as well, because I hear somebody be like, yeah, I grew up without a dad. I'm like, nigga, who didn't? Like, like because I'm so, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm so fair. Like I said, especially being this age by this time, who's not traumatized, bro? Like, we all traumatized out this motherfucker. We just trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So like, I've never been a person to really like put whatever I've been through above this, or say, oh, because my dad was in prison. My dad went to prison when I was like probably not even a year old. He did 8 years on drugs. My biological mom, she went right behind him. They went together off the same shit. She did more time than him. You know what I'm saying? I got raised by my biological father's wife. Like, it's a lot of things I could say. I might write a movie one day.
I mean, but this is the stuff that matters to the people that love you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my stuff is so compartmentalized.
Yeah.
That it take me.
I think that's me too. And then also, like I said, like I just being so how I am now, like it's like, like who doesn't have a story, Like, but like, my thing is the difference between like us and other people. We tell our story. We get creative with how it comes out. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what it is. I always tell people, I do God's work.
Yeah.
Like, this is gospel music, what I'm doing. This is gospel, bro. What you mean? It's the truth.
It's the truth.
It's love in this, too.
Yeah.
This is gospel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I always say, like, I be telling people that I've been in the studio, when somebody's saying something righteous, and they're like, oh, keep going, bro. That's God work. We saving souls out here. You know what I'm saying? So I look at myself in that, like, I think maybe if you ask me the same question in 10 years or maybe 20 years, I could have a better answer for it. But I think right now, like, as far as like what the purpose is for the music and why I'm supposed to keep going, is like I keep saying is, of course, so people can feel like there's, other people in the world that feel certain things. But then in that, you're saving souls. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You're helping somebody get free.
Right. You helping somebody get free, to break a chain, to be able to communicate this or communicate that, or be able to feel like it's okay to think or feel this way. Like, I remember one of my songs, I was saying, like, toxic mothers, absent fathers. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that your mom might be the reason why you traumatized, because, moms are put up here. You don't talk about your mom. You talk shit about your daddy all day. Right. But you can't talk about your mom, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's things that... That's
the truth, though.
Right? But there's things, that need to be said that I don't think, we're getting, you know what I'm saying? And I've always prayed to say something. I always tell people I never had to pray for my talent. I was born with that. Yeah. Born with that. I knew how to read, like, going right into kindergarten, you know what I'm saying? I was that kid. So the writing in itself, the technicality of it and things of that nature, like, I could do that. I could always get technical. But the messaging, though, that's why I always pray for wisdom and discernment. I wanted to be able to say something So I never pray for my talent. I pray for how to use it and what to say. And now that I've lived and I'm still living and I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm able to put all those things in the music. And that's why it's becoming what it's becoming, you know, because I'm doing my work. I'm living in my purpose. I'm doing God's work. Somebody gonna get saved. You know what I'm saying?
Somebody gonna
you
get
know what
free.
I'm saying? And it's crazy because when I was young, like I said, growing up in church and things of that nature, like ministers, preachers always fascinated me. I remember coming home from church and pretending like playing church, you know, with my dolls and prayers and stuff lined up, and I was preaching. And I honestly do that now.
Yeah.
You know, it just manifested a different type of way. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm giving people hope. I'm telling people, like, no, you supposed to have it. Go get it. God wants you to have it. Take it. Don't take no more. You know what I'm saying? Don't take what's not yours. But if it's yours, take it. You know what I'm saying? Live this life. It's okay to feel this way. Not every day is going to be a good day, but there's going to be a better day. There's going to be something that comes around. So I'm saying all the same things that your religious text is saying, except I ain't sending nobody to hell. You know what I'm saying? I'm not condemning this person for whatever color, sexuality, I'm just saying a message. You know, and I'm taking all the man-made shit out of it. All of it comes from spirit. All of it.
Yeah. Human having a human experience.
Human having a human experience.
You know, your mind, your will, and your emotion, that's what makes up your soul. You know, we're spirit beings, you know, in these dirt bodies. On borrowed time. People are dying left and right. And even now, right, because I came in here thinking I was going to do a video for Darius Dior, right?
Yeah.
But really what I tapped into was my scribal anointing, right? Being able to capture this and put it in a place where it would stand forever so that people could come and pull on it.
Yeah.
Right? Pull on it, tap into it.
Yeah.
And that's work.
Yeah.
That's work, right?
Yeah.
We got to sit down, have the conversation. Make sure that you do it in excellence. You know what I'm saying? So that people can be blessed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So I appreciate that piece of it, just you sharing that. And again, we all got a story, like you said. We all got a story. We all got a story. So for the people that is watching this that may not know you or just met you today on this screen right now, right? You know, and the people that do know you, what is the message? What do you want to leave us with? What do you want to say to us that's critically important?
Live with gratitude and be good to yourself. Live with gratitude, be good to yourself. If you live with gratitude, you won't ever have a bad day. You know, there's always something that could, you know, be worse no matter where you at. And people say it all the time, but it's really true. I remember I was at a low point in my life, and this was before I had got diagnosed with depression, like just financially down. Me and my girlfriend had broke up. She put me out of the apartment and all this shit, so I had to move home. So I was sleeping on my aunt's couch. And right next to where my aunt stayed at is called Street Reach, which is a homeless shelter. And I remember I was sitting in the hood, and I was sitting on the bench, and it was like the time where the homeless people are lined up. And if you ever been to Myrtle Beach, I don't know if you know, but there's like a crazy homeless people problem. So they're lining up trying to get a bed.
I've been to Myrtle Beach, but I didn't know that.
Because you wouldn't go where you would see it. They're good at kind of pushing them off, like, stay out these people's way now. Like, they're good at tucking them off. So they were starting to line up to get a bed, and I'm sitting on the bench. And I was down there, I was smoking a cigarette. I was out there smoking a cigarette. And I look over, and I'm watching them waiting to get a bed. And I was just thinking, I'm like, thank you, God. Like, I ain't got my own spot. A lot of shit wrong right now, but I don't have to stand in no line, you know, to get a bed. Like, that couch is my bed right now. Like, my aunt not gonna put me out. She gonna let me get my shit together. You know, like, thank you, God. You know, it could have been me. It could be worse. You know what I'm saying? So gratitude gets you through some of the toughest days. So that's one thing. And yeah. What was my second thing? My bad.
I don't know.
My bad. But no, for sure. I'll say that though, cause I've been living in that right here recently. Just being glad to be here, especially with my birthday just passing, you know. And I guess probably reflecting on life, my story, and saying, "Damn, I
made it through.
I'm here. I'm still doing it. I get an opportunity, you know." So don't stay down on yourself. You know, I always one thing I always tell people, like, find the lesson in it. You know, if you can find a lesson in whatever goes wrong, you've never taken a loss a day in your life.
You just learn.
You just learn something that made you better, especially if you apply it, your life will be better. Yeah. You know, gratitude, being observant of life, being a student. Never be too big to learn. Oh, man, come on. Never be too big to learn. And I've always been that way. I don't know, you know, sometimes, you know, God just put certain things in you, like, you know, like, this is the right way right here. And for me, it's always been, be a student. Learn from everything, because it's all around you. God's all around you. He's teaching you all the time, you know. So those are some of the things I like to leave with people when I'm speaking with them in conversation, and even just, you know, in my music, you know. Just embrace yourself, you know, and then others will embrace you too. Very much about respecting yourself, high on keeping your pride, not the type of foolish pride, but your dignity that keeps your respect, you know. So those are some of the things. Those are the messages that I know I'm gonna always carry throughout, you know.
Yeah. Hiii Life Volume 2 is out everywhere on all streaming platforms right now.
Yes, see.
Shout out to Tam The VIIBE for coming through to Thinking Kingdom Media. We appreciate you being here.
No, thank you for having me.
Salute to you, Queen.
Yes.
Great.
Hey.
Stay cause I ain't tell ya. Go ahead and focus and meditate on this greatness. If you don't hear the glory, you probably still stuck in the matrix. He said this is for me. Living revelation on your playlist. Since everybody A-listed, we probably need to pray this. The kingdom is coming. Better yet, the kingdom is here, and we the proof of purchase. And I'm not a part of no circus, we two different churches. Who you manifesting the earth with? Undermining our purposes for the blessings and the cursing. You know this is working.